Hello, hello. I am back again for another live stream. There's 8 of you here. It's very strange. I've never started a live stream before without a comment. Oh my gosh, and here we go. Jethro Harmon comes to save the day. How you doing, mate? Hope your lawnmower issues get fixed. And I'll see you on Tuesday. So how is everyone? 15 of you. Okay. All right. That's very strange. Yes. No comments. Oh my God. I was wondering what was happening. Polyester, hello. How are you? Here we go. Some people like me. Yay. All right. How is everyone? Ice bath. I lost my picture in an ice bath. Yes. Well, you should try doing one with Jethro. The ones I'm doing here at the farm are about 7 or 8 degrees because Kelly's a bit of a wuss. She won't let us turn it down. But the ones I do at Jethro's house are like, 2 degrees and under pretty much. They're a bit hardcore. Yeah, he's a bit of an adrenaline junkie, old Jethro, but he gets me up and makes me breathe and throws me in an ice bath. So it's all good. Ice baths are great. How's Salt? Glad to be here for you. All right. Thank you for being here. 32 of you. All right. That's better. All right. At least there's someone here to spend some time with me. Basically today I've just got some cool old world photos, old world tech. I thought we could go through and have a bit of a look at. So I hope you're all doing fine and dandy wherever you are. Of course, lots happening. Millennium Meetup, 15th of next month. Bosnian Pyramid Tour, May the 5th, and you'll find both the links below. All right. Hello, Sasha. How you going? Jay, happy to be like-minded. I'm glad, yes. Autodidactic minded, right? We're all here to be self-educated. Gurus are not the way forward. Self-education is the way forward. Hello, Mulaney. Question everything. Yes, definitely question everything. So I thought we would just go through some pics and check them out and see what we can see, right? Like this old world that's buried beneath our feet and basically all around us that, the powers that be don't want us to know about. There's a lot of tech. So we're going to have a look at some trains and some train stations. Did anyone see Tucker Carlson in Moscow showing the subway? Got a couple of pics of that. Very different to the American subways, shall we say. So thank God it's Friday. It is. It is Friday, isn't it? Yes, it is Friday. It is. It's 8:00 p.m. in New South Wales, Australia. Dragonfly, grand rising to you. Hope you have a good day. It's obviously morning there. Yes, we are on to them, aren't we, Sasha? We know what's going on. We can see through the show, right? And it is all a show. Like it's getting more and more blatant. We now know that, AI, who knows what they've got, right? But, you really do have to question everything, right? We've been saying it for a long time, but now we have evidence to back us up, right? With all this AI, the AI videos coming out, like, we seriously don't know what's going on, right? Don't trust your TV. Don't trust screens. Gather information, but then think for yourself, man. Think for yourself. Do good by your own body. Yes, I agree, man. I think that's what the old world was based on. I think that we are the ultimate tech down here, and that the old world was just basically built to enhance that, right? With all the antiquitech, all the spies we see, all that kind of stuff. Don't trust Tucker. No, of course, don't trust Tucker. Anyone that's promoted, that's promoted big, in this realm on whatever medium that might be, social media, movies, music. Like Taylor Swift is in the country at the moment, and all the papers are behind her trying to promote her. But yeah, anyone who's promoted, they're there for a reason. Like that's just it, right? We know. Look at the music industry. We know how many good, talented musicians are out there. And what do we get? What do we get promoted at us? Just crap, right? Pop crap. Pop goes the weasel. It's all on the table, man. It's all coming out. Squirrel Sniper, thank you for being here. Hello to you. Apparently Google AI doesn't ignore. Yeah, I saw that. There's which one was it? I can't remember. There's a few now, but yeah, one of them that came out. I actually saw a video by Mark Dice who did it before, and he showed what he was putting in, and it refused. If you ask it to show like a white family, it just gives you this big lecture of why you can't do that and how racist it is. But then you put in, show me a black family, and here you go. Here's all your images. And it was showing people were putting in, show the founding fathers in America, and it was showing George Washington as a black man. So it's all a scam, guys. It's all a scam. We've got to make our own way forward. We've got to create the world that we want to go into. That's it. We are the creative force here. Why are there 30 feet doorways all around the world? Yeah, I have a few pictures. I've got a couple of giants, and I think I've got one of a doorway. So we'll have a bit of a look at that. Oz Salt. Bitchy gets cheap food. Bit J. I don't. Who's Bit J? I'm not sure. People just don't question anymore. No, they don't. It's easy, right? It's easy to just join the crowd and sit down in front of Netflix and pretend that you know things because an expert told you. I'm still wondering what a pert is. What is a pert? We have experts. What did they used to be? Perts? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Yeah, man. The AI, right? AI. The A. All the world is a stage. It is true. Talk about yeah, I know, right? Racism is real, but it's people that look like me that it's going against at the moment. It's quite bizarre, but like I said, it's all a story. It's all there to create division. That because so many Americans, black people, am I allowed to say that, or is that racist? I don't know, but the darker skinned people, they've all switched side basically. We know the story. They all were traditionally left voters, and now most of them have switched to the right side, right, the right wing. And the powers that be don't want it, so they're trying to create division between white and black now, and all ethnicities really. And that's also the reason they're letting people through the border and all this kind of stuff. Apart from the fact that that's the soft invasion, right? So a lot of stuff happening. I'm going to check it out for myself. I'll be in America in a week, so I'll let you know what's going on. I want to hang with Autodidactic Project Channy, is it? Channy? Sorry, this light's in my eyes. Yes, well, thank you. You can come to Mullaney if you're in the east coast of Australia or Bosnia. Otherwise, I will be doing, some live events later in the year, sort of after June. Probably do another one in Australia, and I'll probably be back in America as well. So might do something on the east coast there. Oh, I didn't even read that. Sorry. Jay Richards. Lots of heavy government. Yeah, man. And this is it, right? Pay your taxes, right? Pay your taxes so your government can turn it into propaganda to use against you. All right. Chris, how you going, man? Thanks for being here as usual. Doing an amazing job as a mod. And yes, there's a little thumb below this screen. See if you can make it change color. What's this? Oh, I don't know if I can read that. AI 1 is A, 9 is 1. All right. 1 equals A, 9 equals 1. AI. I'm not sure what that means. Something to do with gematria or numerology, no doubt. Construction projects, really mining projects, hence why funded so well. Well, yeah, that's one of my thoughts is, especially in Australia, when they got here, apparently, right, when the first Europeans got here, the story says they were closely followed by the Chinese, and the Chinese went out and started the pearl industry, the banana industry, the tin industry, the gold industry, built all the railways, apparently, like everything, right? But it's a good question. How did they find the gold mines so quickly in Australia? Because Australia's massive. and it's pretty much a desert, right? You can't just wander around finding, and find these things. So did they have maps of the old world that showed them where the old cities were that may have been melted, and they just rocked up there and found all the gold melted, right? Because when you see a gold nugget that people find, it literally looks like melted gold that's been poured into the ground, right? That's what it looks like. It's what it looks like. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for being here. Yes, what up? What up, everyone? Check out Cheney. Project Cheney. What's Project Cheney? Ooh, what is it? I don't know. Is it good? Sasha, only for the small-minded. Yeah, it's easy, right? What's that saying? I've forgotten. It'll come to me in a minute. Brendan, how you going? Hello, thanks for being here. Eric Niner, pert portajective, high-spirited. What does that mean? Lively or cheerful, impunity, bold, saucy, attractive, or stylish in appearance. Well, there you go. Pert portajective. Pert portajective. All right, everyone be pert portajective. Barbara, hello. AI alphabet. Oh, is that what that last comment was about? COVID. Oh, I can't say that. Yes, thank you for being here. A freckled man. Hello. Thank you for being here. Tal Warlock co-hosted Happy Homelands with Rams Paul, recently also Tim Pool and others on the Timcast. Not sure about Tim Pool. What do we think about Tim Pool? Really want Warwick as a guest on Timcast, blah, 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 because he was great for the first time. Yeah, I don't know about Tim Pool. I don't know. He's got some interesting thoughts. Yes, there it is again. Melanie. Melanie. Are you going to be at Melanie? Maybe gather at Gosford Glyphs. Could be cool. Not sure if that's possible. Yeah, I mean, it would be good to go down there, and there may be some tours happening in 2025. Sam Osmanovich is coming to Australia, and my amazing business partner Tara is going to organise some tours. So we might get him in contact with Stephen and Evan Strong, who have done a lot of research on the Gosford Glyphs. So it would be good to get down there, give it a bit more, publicity, because I've heard they're trying to, block it off basically, and they'll probably start mining it, try to destroy it, no doubt. Oh, yay. Formerly known as Kanye West, was, okay, gotcha, on Timcast. Released dope AF song with Chris One, Payday Monsanto. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, what do we think about Yay? And why do these people keep changing their names, right? It's like, what's his name now? Diddy used to be Puff Daddy, and then he was Puff Diddy, then he was Diddy, and now he's just the leader of the homosexual part of the music industry, apparently, allegedly. 19 is AI part of Convert. Okay, I gotcha. Yeah, man. It's all a construct, right? It's all a construct. There's a lot of people who go into all the connections and ties. I don't necessarily follow it all, but it's very interesting. Who is it? What's his channel? The guy who breaks down all the gematria. I've forgotten his name. I actually met him in when I met him, San Diego. So that was fun. Dowsing was much more useful. Dowsing, yeah, man. Dowsing, I saw a video and they were talking about if you douse and you find the energy points, you should put rocks on them, big sort of, crystalline based rocks. Definitely. I mean, and it's all earth energies, right? That's what we've got. That's real. The real energy, right? Not this closed circuit, black screen, smokeless fire, right? Energy. electricity is obviously the smokeless fire, and we have these stories that the jinn, that the bad incarnate spirits were born from smokeless fire, right? Electricity. Look at what's happening, man. Solar flare, yeah. I read a bit about the solar flares today. I mean, tarot, can I say that word? I mean, perfect timing of X becoming an everything app. Yeah, well, X marks the spot, right? We've got this conjunction coming up, and I'm going to be in America for it. But yeah, then we've got Twitter turning to X. We've got this disease X coming out. So X is a big thing at the moment. Oh, you posted by accident. Well, that's okay. Don't be sorry. Hello. Thank you for being here. King Crooked released hip-hop songs with Eminem and Ye. With gospel with Ye, yeah. I mean, and Tom McDonald's, I like his stuff. He's sort of coming out, and you know, who knows, right? He seems to be a normal dude. He seems to not be promoted, and he's got some good stuff. And I think, you know, all these elites, or you know, the stars, right? The stars. We know what stars are, right? They're the fallen stars, right? The Hollywood Walk of Fame, the stars. That they are the promoted people. So, yeah, who knows? But I think a lot of them are turning. You know, Kanye's definitely, or Ye, has tried to turn a few times, right? I think they keep dragging him back to the re-education centres. Oh, well, aren't they all? But I mean, it's not actually that they are. They say that that's what they are. They're actually Ashkenazis, Khazarians, right? Allegedly, YouTube. Don't ban this video. Who else have we got here? Matt Black, how you going? Good to see you. Rach, is it Rach? Okay, from the sunny coast, how you going? But it's nice and warm up there. It's been pretty. It was so humid before. It was ridiculous, man. I literally had to go have a shower, and I'd already had an ice bath. It was disgusting. We say vigilant, but not become living in a state of paranoia. Yeah, man. Be aware, but not scared. Tim Pool has a. Oh, really? Well, someone send Tim Pool a message and tell him to get me on. I'll talk to him about mud floods. I've been looking forward. I've been looking at Lemuria and Mu. Yeah. There's a lot of old maps that show land masses out, sort of basically out where Japan is. So was that where Mu was? Another continent? Don't know. But also, you know, the Pacific, man. The Pacific is almost half this realm, and they tell us there's nothing there. So is that true? We don't know, because we can't go there in boats. We can't fly over it. They just, it's basically, you can't. I mean, I don't know if you had your own boat, if you could go there, but definitely all planes are routed around it, all boats are routed around it. So I wonder what is out there. All right, so I've got some pics that I thought we would get into. Hello, As Free As. Nice name. It's good to be free. To do what I want any old time. In the not so upside down land of Oz. I know, right? Like, we used to be walking upside down until we discovered the flat earth, and we all went up the right way. Amazing how that happens. Totally into Mu Lemuria. Whoa, maybe I'll have to do a bit of research and do a show on it, right? Ye is crazy. Yeah, man. He's who knows? He's a hard one, right? Like, who knows? Again, it could just be a performance, right? To sort of show him as one of us, right? One of the truthers, or whatever you want to call them. Not that I like that term. I don't like any sort of labels, really. Or it could be real. We don't know. But I guess the way to look at it is, you know, you just don't judge it, right? Taking the information, and as more information comes along, then that'll help you make a decision or a better perspective of whether it's he is good or bad. Trying to be relevant. Yeah, man, that they all need to be relevant, right? Yes. So they say. No, I think he's still Ye. Yay! That's what people, they all go to his concerts and they go, yay! Yeah, man, all characters in the theatre, definitely. Mandela effect, yeah. I've got some really good Mandela effects. There's a ton from the Bible now. There's lots. They've even changed, well, not, the name of God. It says the name of God is jealous. That's what it says in the Bible today. The name of God is jealous. How's that? So there we go. Oh, Matt's feeling whacked out of his head like a thunderbird trying to run this morning. Wow, mate, you do well. I've seen your runs every day. You're definitely fitter than me, dude, and more creative, right? But I'm working on it. Yeah, I don't know about Tom Numbers. I've seen, he was sort of being promoted up in that sort of group, the whole Charlie Ward kind of thing back a couple of years ago. But I don't know, it never made sense to me. I mean, maybe it's because I don't really understand what they're talking about, but they just like this and this, and this equals this, and that equals that. And I'm like, whoa, how? Go slower, dude. Well, yes. Santos. I mean, he lost his mind somewhere along the way. So I hope he's doing well. But yeah, some of those videos that came out, man, holy dooly. Cindy, hello. Thank you for being here in the middle of the night from an island near Seattle. My litter, if German Shepherds woke me up. Oh, you've got a litter of German Shepherds, man. How cool. Yes, lucky you, right? They woke you up, man, so you could join in the live. We have a puppy here. It's not mine. It's Kelly's daughter. Well, her family's dog. He's very cool. 5 months old, German Shepherd, and his name is Sherlock, and he's very cool. Though he's big, and he needs a little bit of training, really. Dowsing for gold. Is that what you meant? Yeah, well, yeah, no doubt. Like, I think you could find, lots of things if you tune into that and you start dowsing. But again, in Australia, the problem with Australia is there's no water, man, no food. There's not much here, like apart from around the edges. Different to America or the USA, where you can walk and there's, you can find water and you can find food and all that kind of stuff. Different story in Australia. And who else noticed that it used to be the USA and at some point it turned to the US, right? Probably the same time it turned into a corporation. And also, when did the president become commander-in-chief? That I only really started hearing that maybe 10 years ago or so. Like all these changes, right? That they just kind of slip in. Change from birth certificate, I would think. They're not lost at sea. Oh, what for the name changes? It could be, or to get out of contracts and stuff. But yeah, man. Yeah, exactly right. Maritime law. Got to find yourself. Got to claim your ship. Your right as captain. Henry MacDonald. Oh, sorry, Maldonado. Oh gosh, I always thought it was MacDonald because I'm not looking properly. Henry Maldonado. Thanks for being here. Melanie Jethro. They sprayed an X in the sky. Oh, well, there you go, man. X marks the spot, dude. They might be coming for you. Was that just before you hit that tree root? Who wants to hear an Aussie joke? What is it? Why shouldn't you trust a wombat? Because they eat roots and leaves. They shouldn't put the S there. I don't know if I said that properly. Yeah, false idols, false. I agree. Not of this world. Thank you for being here again. 17 Joy, thank you for being here. Yes, indeed, they do. That's it's got to be careful with what you say. It's so annoying, but the Ukraine, I guess I can say that. What's been going on there recently, we all know about, but the old name of the Ukraine was Khazaria. Food for thought, right? I've only seen a Japanese Jesus Christ. Wow. Okay. Yeah, man, disengage. Re-engage your mind. Re-engage your creativity. Always been X. Pirates. The skull and cross. Okay, good point. And of course, the Bushes were, their little society was Skull and Bones, right? Which is basically the pirate flag. So yeah, man, good point. Good point. All right. Hello to everyone who's here. 158 of you watching. Thank you all for being here. Paul Young, are you that 80s singer? What was his songs? Every time I go away. I just got here. How's the carnival diet going? Well, I'm kind of not on it anymore. I did it for a few months, but I didn't. The results I got weren't fantastic. I basically didn't have much energy, so I'm going on to the blood type diet. I'm going to give that a go. Where you eat for your blood type, and this is the thing, man. We think we're advanced, but we still don't know what to eat. It's crazy. Solar flare stuff interesting. My 10-year-old great nephew came into me last night saying he had a nightmare that we were walking on the sun. Then it flickered and went out. Ooh, gosh, let's hope that's not an omen. John Chesworth, thank you for being here as always. Eating dinner. All right. Good show to eat dinner to. Oh, was he? See, I need to get on some of these shows, man. Someone get me on one of these shows. Let's blow this topic out, because I've said it before. I'll say it again. It's the best topic to wake people up, right? Because it's not scary. It doesn't send you down one of those rabbit holes of despair. Just telling you how bad this realm is. It's got wonder in there, right? And it sort of shows us that we used to be a lot more than we are now. We used to achieve a lot more, and it's all to do with creativity, because that's what they stop today, right? That's what they educate out of us. All characters in a theater. That's it, man. Michael Beckman. Oh, thank you. I'm glad I could help. Just doing my own thing, putting that out there, and hopefully, yeah, it'll give people better questions. John Levo's voice sounds like John Malkovich. He is the voice of Tartaria. He does have that cool voice. So, and I heard he's got a book out now. I'm not sure what it's called, but go check it out. Support people in our community. Wait, what? Jealous? JK? I'm not sure what that means. Who's JK? Who else is here? Carla Aquinda. Hello, thank you for being here. Peridot, hello. Walk this way. She told me to walk this way. Did you see America Sent Robots? Was that an AI movie? No, I haven't heard of that one. Oh, well, I put out a short a couple of weeks ago with Neil deGrasse Hole talking about it, saying that there were robots on the moon before the astronauts, and trying to explain, how they got camera footage of it, the lunar lander, as they call it, taking off and all this kind of stuff. And that dude's crazy, and he's not even a scientist, by the way. I can't get Tom either. Thought he was your market guy. Yeah. No. I was talking about, oh gosh, having a complete brain fart. Logan from, I can't remember the name of his channel. It'll come to me, but yeah, no, he's not, Logan, his name was. So I met him in San Diego, and he gets right into that kind of stuff and numerology, but he links up all the numbers to the periodical table and to all these other bits. And basically he says everything is scripted. We don't really have any free choice at all, is his position. So who knows? Could be, could not be. It's all food for thought. Canal Daniel Simos, how you going? Thanks for being here. I'm Portuguese and something disappeared from my Bible. When the man is made, it said, "Heya, let us made." The heya has missed. There was 2 on the Portuguese Bible. Well, there you go. Yeah, man, the Bible has had a lot of changes, a lot, which is very interesting. You know, what is the Mandela effect? There was a good video put out by allegedly Dave and I think brain fast. I can't remember anyone's name. I can see his face. I think his channel's Reality something, but allegedly Dave, if you check that out, he put a good video out on it where he sort of explains that his theory that it might be to do with these quantum computers and things, and you know, they talk about going into other realms and changing things, right? Kind of like the butterfly effect. So we don't see the changes happening, but because they do it, you know, in the past, you know, or another realm, we just see the effects. And we, you know, probably all heard of Project Looking Glass, same kind of thing. Yeah, so many. Crazy, right? And I mean, it's interesting, you know, if it's the word of God and God is the creator of this realm, you know, wouldn't he keep his word, you know, true to what he wanted to do? Because clearly, if he's omnipresent and the creator of everything, you would think that he could at least keep his word, you know, true, but that's changing as well. Matt Kay, how you going? Thanks for being here. From Calgary, Alberta. I was in Alberta in October. Actually, on the way back, I stayed the night in a really fairly seedy hotel. Had to get a quick, and I got ripped off by a taxi driver, man. Like, seriously. Like, it cost me like, I think it was like $60 or something to get from the airport to where I was staying. I thought, that's a bit much, but I didn't know. And then on the way back, it cost me like 20. So there you go. And I heard while I was there that apparently the taxi drivers don't like foreigners. So maybe you ripped me off, right? Hello, Carlo. How you going? Just JP as usual. Thanks for being here. DN, hello. Mythological Monkey Man. Ooh, how you going? From nowhere in particular. There you go. Somewhere in the realm. James, thank you for being here. Sea Shepherd, pirate. Yeah, well, Sea Shepherd, man. They're the greenies. That was the biggest scam of all. You know, they get everyone, you know, obviously that they focus on uni students and they get them all out and they get them revved up of, you know, you've got to, you know, it's our fault. We're killing the earth. We're, you know, environment. And they, you know, basically that's how they get all these things started, like Sea Shepherd and, you know, the green movement and all that. And then as they go along, they change the narrative and now they're all crazy and they're not quite sure who they are or what they are. How do I say that? Seanzuff? Bob Dylan says, yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, okay, good point. Yeah. That's where he goes, yeah. What does he say? Does he say Commander-in-Chief? And he says, yeah, the ruler of this world and the one we can't see. Yeah, I mean, and so many of them have come out and said stuff like that, and that they've got altars. Like Beyonce says that she's got an altar called Sasha Fierce that she turns into when she's on stage. What's going on there? Don't know. Very strange stuff. Of course, she's married to Jay-Z, who, I mean, that dude, he gives me a creepy feeling. Oh, from beyond the ice wall, what is out there? We all want to know, man. We all want to know. I've actually got a friend who is a sea captain. Ramel, hello. If you see this video, Ramel, hope you're doing well. Just got a promotion, so congratulations. But he wants to, because he can drive ships and that, he knows the whole thing. He wants to get one and do an expedition. But it's going to cost about $100 million apparently. So we need some good backers, man. Anyone know any billionaires that want to offload some money? Who else have we got here? Man Armour. Hello. From Victoria. All right. The state below me. Peridot. You from Scotland? Scotland. J. Rikia, is it? Or Richey? We need 3D version of what lies on. Yeah, man. Like Paul Cook's been showing, he shows a lot of LiDAR stuff around Britain, and he finds some really cool stuff. And I've searched and searched for a LiDAR, program in Australia. Can't find any, but I would love to get a LiDAR. It is LiDAR, isn't it? A LiDAR out in central Australia, man, because as far as we know, there's nothing there. But it's the same thing as the ocean, right? We don't go out there. There could be anything out there. And then, as we showed a couple of weeks ago on Tartaria, Australia, there's all these massive areas. I think altogether it's the size of the UK, which are restricted. You can't go there. And there's an island off the coast, and I've got some maps as well we're going to look at in a minute. So maybe I shall jump into that soon. Just I'll go to the bottom of the comments. 184 of you here. Thank you all for joining me. Tom Lemon, hello. St. George killed a dragon and David a giant. It's true. That's what they tell us, man. That is true. Jordan, hello. Salute to you, man. Salute. Salutations. It's all under our feet. I agree. Definitely. All right. Let me bring up these photos and let's have a look at what we have here. Okay. What's happened? Okay, that's the wrong one. Okay, so let's do this. And let's have a look at some pictures. All right, so here it says workers removed the asphalt in Russia and found this mysterious metal road. Riding a horse with a cart down that road, which we are told in history class, would definitely be a nightmare, let alone walking it. These metal rods were used, I think he means roads, these metal roads were used to delegate electricity and negative earth potential. And the dome towers were used as antenna receivers. The same was applied in the ancient temple, all of which have copper floors. So this, I've got some more photos of it coming up, but these are the roads, and you've probably all seen these. There's quite a few pictures of them. And the theory is that they were giving off, like a negative field, right? And maybe used to levitate trams and other things, because we've all seen the pictures of the trams. The trams are very interesting. We see them drawn by a horse, which is, that's just silly, right? Then we see them, there's lots of pictures where they're drawn by nothing and there's no wires above them. And there's even pictures where they look like they're floating. And then, of course, the electrical cables come in, the closed circuit, and they turn into what we see today. And then they rip them all out, by the way. In Australia, we still have them in Melbourne, but they definitely were in every single city in Australia, every city throughout the realm, pretty much. They've even found them in the middle of the Amazon, like tram tracks, man, tram setups. It's crazy. So we'll have a look at those in a minute. So this is Denver, Colorado, 1912. All right, look at this, completely built out old world city. Did you know? Look at this tower here. We've got is that the Rockies? Pretty sure it's the Rockies, that where Denver is. Didn't get to Denver or Colorado last time, but I would love to go and see it. Looks like a very cool place. Do a bit of skiing. I would go to the cold if I could ski. Skiing's cool, of course, because it's cold, right? So yeah, that's Colorado, 1912. I think we have another picture. Oh, here we go. A sign of intelligence is an awareness of one's own ignorance. Ain't that the truth? Like, if you can't understand that that, you know, maybe what you believe is wrong, then you can't move forward. And this is a problem when people jump. You know, we see it a lot in the flat earth community, right? They go, you know, people learn about flat earth and then they're like, that's it. That's the answer. It's definitely, you know, the round map that we see. That's it. But we don't know. There could be more land. The maps we get are, I'm pretty sure, are wrong. I think that they're actually all from a couple of thousand years ago, because the tropics are wrong. We shouldn't have the Tropic of Capricorn and Cancer. I think it's supposed to be Sagittarius and Taurus, because as the ages change, that changes the tropics, because the tropics are like, you know, if you put a cross, that they change every era, every age. And we've got tropics from the age that was, you know, if we're going into Aquarius now, it was from the age before Pisces, basically 2 ages ago. Oh, here's just an interesting picture. Is this Devil's Tower? I don't think it is. I just found this one interesting, that you can see in the past, this road looks like it was heading straight there. Now they're like, nah, nothing to see here. Just drive past it. Just drive past it, man. It's just a mountain. This, I'm not sure where this is, but I was talking about when they bring the electricity in for trams. I mean, look at this. Look at these wires. I mean, imagine the radiation coming off that. Talk about frying your brain, right? Like, that's just crazy. And, you know, what they tell us about electricity and power lines, if any of these hit each other, I mean, look at all these. If there was a strong wind and they started swaying, you know, that should technically blow up the whole system, right? So what is going on there? There are, you know, quite a few photos around like this. So what was going on? Was that just what they had to do, right, to try and get the old tech working, get it all fired up again? And then as they sort of uncovered more tech, did some more inventing, you know, stole some more tech from the inventory. That's what an invention is. Then they could take the lines down. I don't know, but these pictures are just crazy. Crazy. This old world, man. Old world construction. This is what they could do with horse and cart. I mean, and look at the metalwork here, right? And what is the deal with the metalwork? Is it to create Faraday cages? Maybe. And glass. All this glass, you know, the Crystal Palace from the 1850 World's Fair in England, London, that was built, apart from the fact it was built in a year, and then they took it down and moved it to another site, which took 2 years, but when they rebuilt it, it looked different, you know, bit of a scam there. Where did all the glass come from? They did not have the glass manufacturing facilities up and running in 1850 to build the Crystal Palace. But they tell us it was built and it was designed by a gardener, a landscape gardener who used to design, who started off designing greenhouses. And what are they used for? You know, there's been a few theories where they like airship ports, you know, where you store an airship, you know, because they had that shape. Or were they some kind of greenhouse, growing house? Who knows? But it's just everything in these old buildings, man. Every surface, right? Creativity, right? Expression, and that's what they're taking away from us. That's the biggest threat to them, is our creativity. This is the World's Fair. Is this Chicago? I didn't write down which one this was, but I mean, again, right? This is how they used to build. Right? Got a little antenna up here. Crafted as a statue, a static U, right? What's a static U? A statue. What are they? You know, Medusa turning things to stone. Medusa's got all the snakes on her head, right? A snake's plasma beams. Who knows? Right? Beware of the serpent. Who knows? And of course, giant buildings. You can see the door there. And this, look at the first floor. This is the first floor. Like, you can see the level there, sort of pretty level with this bit here, right? But look at the next story. Look how huge that is. What's going on there? And of course, fountains, man. You know, I mention it a lot. You know, they say we didn't have, excuse me, you know, we know no toilets in Tartaria, right? But they had pressurized plumbing systems for everywhere, right? For all these fountains. That's a frog yelling outside my dome, if you can hear that. But yeah, man, this is the kind of stuff they built in a year, right? Out of plaster and then destroyed. Though some of these buildings are still standing, which is very interesting. I put this one in just basically because this shows the tech, right? Look at this building, huge. You know, you can see the door size. You can see these dudes' size. You know, the horse. You know, this is big, tall doorway. Got all the features, all the usual features, and they're riding horses and building wooden fences. Right? We see this all the time. These wooden fences around these amazing old stone, you know, masonry buildings, right? We know who likes their free masonry, don't we? Dragon, what does that symbolize? Apocalypse? I don't know. They say George slayed the dragon. You know, what is that? It's always some, you know, it always has a different meaning, right? So I just thought that was a pretty cool little statue. Some nice old world tech in the back. Check this out. Like what do we think this is for? Like in the middle of the town square. Look how well they were laid out, right? They had space for us, right? Can't call us humans, right? 'Cause that means monsters, but for us beings down here, you know, they used to be that these cities were designed for us. There's another big boulevard here. But what is this tower? What do you think? Bit of a platform here. Maybe that used to have a railing, and maybe there's stairs going down here, and maybe airships used to come and dock here, right? Who knows? But we see lots of this kind of stuff. And not to mention, like, imagine what the foundation underneath to hold this up would have to be. Like, it looks like it's sitting on the roof, but I don't know if that's possible. I would think it would keep going down. Not sure, but just crazy. And look at the height of it compared, you know, what's this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9-story, probably 10-story building. And these look like they're taller. Another inspiring spire, right, from the cathode or the cathedral. Libraries. We used to have books. Now we have pads, right? iPads. But look at the ceiling. Like all the ceilings in the old world were just painted with art. And now they're painted just white. Right? Don't look up. Don't look up. But you can see this is, you know, pretty old and a bit of a state of disrepair. Looks like they've found it. But you know, we used to have amazing libraries. Check out the Cincinnati Library. I might do a show on that. The Cincinnati Library. You know, around I think they knocked it over, of course, right in the 30s, I think. That place was crazy. And now all the books seem to be under the Vatican. Oh, whoops, I think we missed one. No, we didn't. What is this? What do you think? It looks like a Faraday cage. It also looks like, you know, what is it? The TARDIS? Some kind of transporter? Looks like there's a lot of tech in here, right? But obviously stylized to make it look awesome. Not sure what this symbol is. No, but I think if we could read these symbols, that they might tell us what these machines were used for. You know, we've got the dome on top here, and with all these little, you know, antennae bits coming off it. We've got I mean, maybe it's an elevator, right? I don't know. We've got these two columns here. These kind of look like wheels. I don't know, but definitely something that we couldn't build today. And as well, where did all the iron come from? This iron, this old world iron, doesn't rust. There's still a big column in India. They say it's 1,500 years old, and it's iron, and it's never rusted. All right, none of this stuff. You see the balustrades everywhere. They paint them black. They don't rust. More old world. Oh, look at this doggy. What's going on there? It looks like he's got feathers or something. Or is that a cow? No. But again, like this symbol here, this kind of stylized cross type thing, you see that everywhere. Obviously, this is in a bit of a state of disrepair, right? But just look at the art and the creativity that just covers it all, man. Up here, we have the old ironwork. Is this how they were creating circuits? You know, instead of running ugly wires, they made it look cool, right? Who knows? And there's, what's this sticking out the end? You can see a dude sticking out here with a head and a mouth. Is that where the dirty water came out? Right? Because these always, you know, they're always got beasties on them, right? Maybe that's where they got rid of this, you know, the dirty water that you're not supposed to drink, and that was to tell you not good for you. Gargoyles. What are they gargling? Ooh, is that where the word gargling comes from? Gargoyle, water, don't know. What does this say? Fisherman's Island. Is that what it says? Or is it Nerman's? I don't know. Nerman, Herman's Island, something like that. But look at this place. All right. All the way down to here. And look at the foundation on it. All right. So this is what we see, but most of the time we only see like the top, right, is buried up to here. We know there's so much more underground, right? We're literally walking on the shoulders of giants, man, or at least the creation of the giants. An Antiqua bed. Is that metal or wood? Bit hard to tell if it's metal. Does that act like a Faraday cage? I don't know. But look what is on top of this, man. Look at this. What is going on there? It's just crazy, right? This is the stuff they used to have in the old world, and you see it, you know, if you look at stuff from the 1700s and then the stuff from the 1800s, you know, things like, you know, just the furniture, right? There's chairs and desks, the artwork, the frames around the art, the carriages. It was all amazingly ornate in the 1700s, and the clothes and everything. Then you hit the 1800s, and everyone's wearing black suits and hats. There's no art on everything. All the buildings they build, if they built any back there, you know, it's when brutalism came in, right? Just these ugly square buildings. So there was definitely some big change between the 17th and 18th century going on. Here's that building that we saw before, another pic of it, different angle, but this is what they were building. And clearly it wasn't that hard for them because this stuff is everywhere. Everywhere. Oh, look at this. Nice old, well, how many stories is that, man? 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 at the very top there, but, you know, 4 stories, but look how thin it is. That's out in the forest. Not 100% sure this is a real photo. It could be AI. Kind of looks like it's real. All the spires on top, very inspiring. And abandoned buildings, man. How many abandoned buildings are there? Why? And because they're all these old world amazing buildings. Why are they abandoned? Basically because they're in places that people aren't living now. So is that another clue of how much our realm has changed? You know, because it's we know, right, the water levels go up and down, and islands and lands get submerged and then re-emerge. You know, this is it's a realm with cycles. Cycles. All right, this sculpture is in the Palatana Jain temples located at Shatrunyaya Hills in Palatana, Bharat. And what are these people doing? Could just be writing down, don't know. Or is it a tablet and this a stylus? Because this chick looks like she's on a mobile phone or something. All right. And check out all the jewelry. You know, jewelry is another thing. I think jewelry is tech. Look at it all. All right. Jewelry's tech, man, to enhance to enhance our tech, right? The body, the avatar airships. They were real, man. They were everywhere. Is that what a cigar-shaped UFO is, right? We had all these sightings of cigar-shaped UFOs. It was a big thing back in the 80s, 90s, and noughties. They were either round or they were cigar-shaped, and that to me looks like a cigar-shaped object. If you didn't know what it was, well, then it's an unidentified flying object, right? Very interesting. And as we've learned, I used to think, and they kind of taught us that the people were just, in here, these little bits, so they couldn't carry many people. But we've since found out that they had flaws in the entirety of this main fuselage, right? Which they try and tell us were balloons of types, but no, man, these things used to go, cross oceans, America to Europe, all this kind of stuff, and you could travel in them in complete luxury. Complete luxury. Who would like a bath like this? Pretty cool, right? Old world jacuzzi, maybe. Can't see any plumbing in there, but I mean, this is the thing. This is just a bath. This is what they used to be able to do, right? With a bit of imagination and creativity and clearly skills and tech. Like, look at this stuff. And all this stuff, like this, I don't know how old this is, but, you look at all this, facading, all this artwork. It's the same as what we see in the World's Fairs, right? Like, it's got nothing to do, World's Fairs, all the facading, it's got nothing to do with the countries they're in. It's all this, Phoenician-y, sort of what we call Phoenician. It does look kind of Phoenician, but is that true as well? We're not really sure. We're just sort of told that's Phoenician, right? The sea people, maritime law, but I think they're the people that are still trying to rule us. And are they even capable of creating stuff like this? Or is it, again, just a case of stolen identity, right? History is written by the winners, right? So they take it over and go, yeah, of course we built that. Come on, we built it. It's ours. His story. Brussels. So this is clearly in the, 20s or 30s. But check this place out, man. Wall to wall. All the way down the street. Wall to wall. Old world buildings. I mean, look at the size of this thing. Massive obelisk here in the square. And these things are everywhere as well. These old world lights. Okay, look at the height of this person compared to the height of this street lamp. So, we see these back in the, in depictions that are pre-electricity. So what were they running off then? Was it gas? And if so, how did they get the gas there? Where's all the piping? But also they would have to have a lot of lumens, right? They'd have to be very bright to be effective down here, but what we're told about the tech back then is, the light bulbs weren't that great. They wouldn't provide that much light. And over here, let's see if we can see it. We've got the trams. I'm just looking for overhead wires, and I can't really see any. There's no horse at the front. There's no horse here. No wires. So what are these running off? We have found in some cities they actually had cable systems under the ground. And it was like the trams used to sort of hook on and they'd get pulled around by this cable system. So there seem to have been a few different systems for trams, but as we know, they ripped them all out. That was also to do with the Rockefellers and oil. Probably more JP Morgan, is it? Is he the oil dude? Ripped them all out so we could put buses in, right, and sell people petrol and oil. Or gas, right? Gas. Now, this is the same picture, as you'll see. Okay, we've got all these buildings down here. So this one is clearly, we've got a MG here, a bug, a beetle. So this is what, at least 60s, early 60s probably. And haven't changed much, but advertising. Go get your alcohol, guys. And you can see, right, this is what they were building in the past, and this is what they come up with today. Right? It's not even a comparison, right? This is just silly compared to this stuff. This is in Cappadocia in Turkey. Keyhole. Very interesting, right? And as you can see on the wall here, there's like an inscription of another keyhole. So I wonder what that is. And going straight into a rock by the looks of it. So, is this something that's been melted? Or have they actually dug into a mountain? It's an interesting question. The Cathedral of Chester, United Kingdom, built in 1541. 1541. Okay, we know what they tell us about the level of tech back then, basically non-existent, but they built this. I mean, check out this floor, all right? Amazing. We've got some sacred geometry encoded in there. No doubt there would be a dome above that. We can't see it, but these things always tend to be underneath the domes. Is it some kind of circuit board that just looks cool? But look at the size of this thing. I mean, seriously ridiculous. They all have these same roofs, right? And what do they call them? Oh, sorry, ceilings. Vaulted ceiling, as in volts, electricity. Of course they changed the spell to confuse us, but it's a vaulted ceiling. Does that mean this has got something to do with the energy that this was creating? But this, 1541. Like, how? Like seriously, explain to us, narrative creators, how this was done. Horse and cart, clearly, right? Wooden ladders and rope pulleys. This is China in 1935. I'm not exactly sure which city it is, but just to show you, this stuff was everywhere across the realm. We find the same buildings, right? You can find buildings that look like this today, in Australia, in America, in Europe. They were all throughout Africa and Asia. It's the same building. So it looks like, the same culture, or at least, cultures, the same people that were using the same tech, sharing their tech. And that's what Tartaria looks like, that it was much more of a inclusive society, right? Where they would share the tech, and it was built for everyone to enjoy and for everyone to enhance their lives. And now they just love to knock this stuff over and build car parks in its place. Cologne, the Cologne Cathedral. Look at the size of that thing. I mean, seriously, what the? And I mean, look how old it looks. But you can see this here, what's that, like 4 or 5 story building? And where does that come up to? Here somewhere, right? This thing is massive. They kind of tell us that we never used to have, skyscrapers, as they call them, all these tall buildings. But look at this, man. This thing was trying to scrape the sky, that's for sure. And by the way, the Empire State Building, that was built in a year, just over. I think it was a year and 45 days, the Empire State Building. So the story goes. And we've got pictures as well of the Empire State Building with airships docked at the top of it. Very interesting. Oh, look. These are all the trails of cows farting. There you go. You still here, Jethro? That's one for you, mate. They're not contrails, they're not chemtrails, they're cow fart trails. Don't you know? They cut down all the trees and then blamed the cows for farting, of course. All right. And blamed us. And at the moment in Ireland, Ireland, there's massive protests going on. They've started a new political party because the government in Ireland are trying to cull 200,000 cows. And coal just means they just want to kill them and bury them, let them rot for no reason. Well, because, you know, they're destroying the world, right, with their farts, apparently. Giant doors. And this, you know, again, kind of looks like that keyhole, right? Keyhole design. But don't you love it? So big, they have to cut a mini door in it so we can get through. Look where the handles are. Right? They're the handles. Who can reach that? Not someone who fits through this door, that's for sure. These are everywhere. These massive giant doors are everywhere. And some of them are like solid metal. Like you can't even, how would you open it? That's not a sword. This is a sword. Giant swords, there's quite a few of these around. Again, who are they made for, right? Someone bigger than us, for sure. I mean, we wouldn't even be able to lift these, especially this middle one, right? Let alone, you know, have it in a scabbard while you ride a horse along and then bring it out and, you know, slay people. And that whole narrative, you know, of knights and armor doesn't make sense. What, you know, what was armor? Was it some kind of Faraday cage? Were these, you know, they were obviously metal. Were these as well? Were they some kind of tech? Were they shooting lasers out of them? I don't know. More giants. All right, I don't know what's going on here. She's leaning on this thing, which I don't know if that's something coming out of it, but big people, little people. Right, we see this a lot, you know, you see it a lot in the Sumerian stuff, obviously, you know, Gilgamesh holding the lion, all that kind of stuff. A lot of Egyptian stuff as well shows it, you know, these big giants, right? And us. Here's another frieze. This one looks sort of Greekic, Grecian. And again, these guys look like they're about 12 foot. Well, probably not 12 foot. If these are like 6 foot people, then what's that? Oh, maybe 10, 11 foot maybe, but clearly much bigger. And this, we see this everywhere, like 2 different sized people. And then we see, like, you know, we saw the door, right? We see it in the architecture, these massive buildings with massively high ceilings in the floors, you know, with 20-foot floors. Like, why would you do that unless there was a really good reason? But when we see these buildings today, we can't see the reason why they were built that big. Maybe because they needed to fit big people. Again, right? And you know, each of these photos, right? All the little people are kind of lining up, right? Like these are the gods of old, right? Giving him a disc. Don't know why there's a cow head there. Don't know where the rest of the cow is, but you know, it's like they're worshipping them, or they're coming, you know, to get their, you know, feed me, please, sir. Can I have some more? So here we go. Giza, pyramid, and what's below the ground. All right, we see this everywhere, man. And that's quite a way below ground too. There's so much buried stuff. They're finding a lot in Melbourne at the moment, which they're trying to tell us, you know, was built by the first inhabitants back in the early-ish 1800s. And then for some reason it got buried under the ground and everyone forgot it was there. Like, you know, literally in like 100 years, 150 years, it just got wiped from the story. Gorilla Rock, what do you reckon? Is that a Titanic gorilla? Got hit by the Medusa effect, smoked a bit too much weed and got stoned. Gorilla Rock in Ruby Beach. It's all a matter of perspective. I mean, it's an interesting story, right? We've all seen the Titan faces in mountain ranges and stuff, and there's lots of these. You know, there's an elephant rock off the, you know, which is an island off the coast of somewhere. But these things are everywhere, man. There's lots of snakes as well and reptiles. Very interesting. And I kind of do believe that we've had different ages and every different age, the people and the animals and everything got smaller, and we're kind of the end result there. But But I think we're going into a new age now. The light is coming back. Dawn of a new day. Everyone's waiting for the sun to return, right? And so maybe we'll start growing big again. This is what they like to tell us is a messer, or is it an ancient tree stump? Okay, again, these things are everywhere. Libraries of old. Look at the amount of books in there, man. And again, this looks like it's, made for bigger people, because they need to bring in all the ladders and stuff, right? You can see one here. Is that on the balustrade? Looks like it's leaning on the balustrade there. Very strange. But, someone who was 12, 16 foot tall could just reach up and grab the books. Obviously, the shelves and books would be bigger, but we've seen the giant books. Right? So, the evidence around us looks like it's showing us that there were bigger people in this realm. And again, I mean, just how ornate is everything? Look at these columns going up here. Right? Just ridiculous, everything. And the same shapes, the same, facading, is that what it's called? The same artwork, the same logos, whatever you want to call it. It's just, you see the same stuff over and over and over again. So to me, it's got, to do with energy. It's got to do with function, right? It's form and function. Otherwise, they wouldn't have just kept repeating it everywhere. Another library, that may be the same one, I'm not sure. But whack their little statue there. Oh, it looks like it is the same one. These columns are the same. This is what libraries used to look like. Now picture your school library. Did it look like this? Probably not. This is another picture from the library. Look at this. All right. Stained glass window with all these cymatic patterns and shapes in it. Sacred geometry encoded. Look at this chandelier. I want a library like this, man. If we had libraries like this, people would actually go in them, right, and read books. Look up from the screen for a while. Okay, so this is Australia. I've got a couple of these maps. So this is Australia. This is, okay. So this is saying New South Wales is the whole East Coast. So at the moment, if you're not from Australia, the border is kind of around here somewhere. This is now Queensland. I am about here somewhere. But the interesting part is this. Tasmania, connected to the mainland. What does this say? Fernooland. And then Van Diemen's Land. Now, Van Diemen's Land is what Tasmania was called back in the, late 1700s, when they were shipping all the convicts out there. Convict, again, just another spell, another word change. It's because the convicts were slaves. They were slaves, white slaves. We're not supposed to talk about that though. But yeah, Van Diemen's Land, right? Connected to the mainland. And the explanation they give us for these kind of maps is, oh, well, the navigators, they sailed around and they just didn't realize, they didn't go across here through the straits. They just missed that and just kept going down. And so they thought it was connected and they drew it like that. But you can clearly see this has got places marked on it. We've got islands here. It's not the best contrast, can't see exactly what all these places are, but it's interesting, right? Like what was going on. This is supposed to be not that long ago. A new chart of the eastern coast of New Holland from South Cape to Cape York. Anthony Van Diemen's Land. Oh, Anthony Van Diemen? I've never heard that before. Anthony Van Diemen's Land, Furneaux's Land, and New South Wales. I've never heard of Furneaux's Land either. Discovered by Tasman, Furneaux, and Cook. Furneaux, I might have to look that up. So this is in the years 1632 Now, the Dutch were around, does that say that it could be 1612, which I believe is before the Dutch were supposed to have been here. 1770 is when Cook actually landed, even though they try and tell us it's 1778 and 1773. So they're saying Tasman was here in 16, I think that's 12, Furneaux in 1707 and Cook in 1773. So interesting. All right, this one as well. Australia. Uli Moreau, New Holland. Okay, I haven't seen that either. Uli Moreau, Nussid. Oh, okay, New South Wales. And Van Diemen's Land. But as you can see, like you can see the land comes up to here, right? Which, you know, Tasmania today is way down here. And New Zealand, oh, New Zealand. And New Zealand in this map looks like where it is today, right? Very, very south. Like you see some maps and it used to be up here, I'm sure, but very south, very south. Shout out to Chris and all the other New Zealanders, bro. So interesting. You know, are these older maps? So this one, we can see that's pretty much what they show us today, that it's completely, you know, apart from the mainland. And we've got all these straits in here, a few islands. I think it's King Island and a few others in there. So that's what we're showing today. Oh, I thought I had another picture. Maybe it'll come up later. Yes. All right. But yeah, clearly the older maps show, you know, Tasmania connected to the mainland. And then the older maps, Australia disappears, man. It's just part of Antarctica. What they tell us is Antarctica, right? And New Guinea, which is now, is that New Guinea? No, it's Timor, East Timor. New Guinea's gone. I think it's kind of there. But in the old maps, New Guinea's huge. Now it's just this little island up there. Okay, so these are of America. Oh no, this is New Guinea. Oh, there you go. Oh, that's right. So, okay, we are still in Australia. Sorry. So this Tropic of Capricorn. So again, how old is this map, right? Is that when it was the Tropic of Capricorn? Because this dude's hunting a dragon. We've got a lion down here. No more lions in Australia. I ain't lying. And here, New Guinea. Huge. And these, is that the Torres Strait Islands? They're definitely not that big anymore. Got some mermaids out here. And yeah, just like interesting creatures, right? And you know, we've all seen the pictures of the, you know, the weird creatures around the 1600s, you know, all these mutated type animals and beings, you know. So was this, you know, because if this map, you know, with the tropics here, this map, this could have been 4,000 or 5,000 years ago, right? When there were all these different beasties around, which, you know, if you look at what's going on, they're finding some pretty strange stuff in the ocean these days. Strange creatures. All right, here we go. New Holland, back to this. So here you go again. Look at this. All right, connected. So, you know, how old is this? Because Steinbox, I'm guessing that means Tropic of Capricorn. And look at the top end of Australia. I mean, apart from the shape is different, but look at the top end. Right, Carpentaria. This is now the Gulf of Carpentaria, but look, it's joined to New Guinea. All right. So how old are these maps? Don't think this one's dated, is it? No, it's not a date. So I'm not sure what the date on this one is, but you know, like these maps that we find, that they could be much, much, much older than than we're told. This one. So this is the bottom view of the globe, right? The globe Earth, the hemisphere, a map of the hemisphere of Australia. And as you'll see, New Holland, Tasmania comes right down, and this is the Arctic down here. So very close, and all this weirdness coming up here is, I'm not sure if that's land, that's New Zealand. That these might be shipping routes maybe, but yeah, like connected Tasmania, and literally almost connected to New Guinea. New Guinea is not that close and not that big anymore, for sure. So we don't know how old any of this stuff is, because, you know, all they have to do is write a date on it and tell us that's the correct date, but we don't know that. We don't know that. I think these are the ones that are America. Yes. So very Phoenician-esque. And again, this is an old map. I think this one's around the 1500s. I haven't got a date. What is it? No, I haven't got a date on this. But again, this kind of iconography, this is what we see at the World's Fairs, right? But the World's Fairs were a couple of hundred years after this, right? Which kind of lends to the idea that they're old world cities. They were built when all this kind of stuff was the iconography, right? We see this stuff everywhere, the double Taurus, angels, all this, you know, snaky stuff. Like the whole look and feel of it is very World's Fairy, right? When you look at all the statues and stuff. You know, so I'm pretty sure the World's Fairs are old world cities, you know, probably at least a couple of hundred years old. Here's another one. You know, they got their little globes out. These guys go, no, it's definitely a globe. Definitely a globe. The fleur-de-lis. See that everywhere. We've got the, what's this? The compass sitting on top of an anchor. Anchor what? Which, you know, maritime. Ethiopic. Tropic of Capricorn. Ethiopic, that would be Africa. Basically, most of Africa used to be called Ethiopia. And there's an interesting pic. There's a few of this map. Like this one. Check out the United States. California. Water up here. Almost an island. It could be. They sort of haven't drawn this in, but we've all seen California as an island. But look at this, man. It goes all the way up and it's connected to land up here, and it's connected to Greenland. Look at that. America connected to Greenland. Very interesting. I don't know what this big island is. Great Lakes. Well, one Great Lake is there. But America looking a bit different, right? Because we've got my Florida, here. And look how far it comes out to the side. It pretty much kind of goes up there now, right? We've got names, new, it's a bit hard to read. Baratoni. I think that's where the people with the deep voices lived. Yeah, man, it's pretty interesting stuff. And all done with, you know, sail ship, apparently. Again, this is South America. Is it? Yes, it is. Guyana. Sounds a bit African, but Guyana. Do we have the land of the giants down here on this one? No. Not connected down to Antarctica, this one. But this one I found interesting, that the Caribbean, right? Or the Caribbean. Check out the size of the islands in here. Huge. Not sure what this is. A big archipelago or something. But everything's, you know, different sizes, different shapes, and not to mention this, right? Coming off the side here. New Caledonia. So, you know, we seem to be living in a realm of ever-changing landscapes. Now, this I found very interesting. 1643, America. Look at the city. Okay, this is what they've drawn in 1643. Look at this massive old world walled city with all the features we see everywhere. You know, this is what we look into. So that 1643, it looks very much on this map like they rocked up and they found all this stuff. And you can see this almost looks flooded out. You can see all the dirt here. You know, this looks a bit buried. But this city, all right? So the information is coming out, you know, that you know, our theories on the old world seem to be right. So this one, okay, this is cool. This is Tartaria. Tartary. All right. Coming down, I guess is that India? I guess. Asia. And Australia. And don't you love how they call it Terra Australis Incognito? Right? The land of Australia undiscovered. But clearly it's on a map. They knew it was there. But look at the shape of it. Look at that. Like, hello. It's not what it looks like now. Oh, here we go. Brewster's medicated electricity for headaches, neuralgia, hay fever, catarrh, I don't know what that is, and cold in the head. Use an electric battery. It will instantly relieve. And you can even sell it, right? Price only 50 cents. Electro, what do you call it? Electro healing. This is sort of starting to come back, but electricity, frequency, all this kind of stuff. I mean, we are electric, right? There's a spark in you. You have the spark, right? So if we're electric, what are we doing putting chemicals in our body to try and fix them, right? Pharmacy, pharmakia. Check out the meaning of pharmakia, right? It means, I can't remember the exact meaning, but it's got something to do with, you know, dark forces. And that's what they give us now. But electricity, right? If we're electric, this is what we should be maybe using, right? Give ourselves a bit of a boost, all right? A bit of a jump start for the morning. Oh, guess who this is? It's an angry young man. Anyone know? Anyone know? I can't see the comments at the moment. Hang on, I'll do this and I'll see if I can see some comments. Oh, hang on. That was not right. Who do we think this is? Anyone? 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 Come on. Yes, mythological monkey. You got it. That is pink. That's pink. Right? What do you reckon? Male, female? Because seriously, what the hell? I mean, come on. There's something weird going on, right? There's a reason why all these stars, right? All these fallen stars are doing this to their children, right? They're, you know, swapping gender roles. Apparently, allegedly, YouTube, right? That's an amazing photo. Okay, post offices. Okay, so these are obviously all old world. Now, when I say old world, these have been redesignated when they found them, right? All the buildings we know got redesignated as government buildings, post offices, or lunatic asylums, pretty much. So this is what a post office used to look like. This is Toronto. This one here is Washington, D.C. That is a post office. New York City. That is a post office. I think it tells us down here, view of the New York post office. Post office, New York. London, main post office. All right. Bremen, Germany, a post office. Bombay, General Post Office. Calcutta, General Post Office. Are we seeing a theme here? Dublin Post Office. All right. Former post office in Ghent, Belgium. And this is what we get today. Like, just think of your local post office, guys. It will look something like this, right? Some crappy little pathetic building that they've whacked up, probably knocked over, something like this to build their pathetic little post office there. All right, but we're evolving, guys. We're evolving. All right, have no fear. We're evolving. This is 1906 in Melbourne. This is the Shrine of Remembrance. And clearly this was built by these guys, right? Because look at the tech they've got. Right? Pickaxes. I mean, crazy. And this is an aerial shot. You can see there's nothing around it. Clearly it looks like they're just cleaning this up. There's nothing here. Like, just found it, and they've turned into a shrine. And of course marked it for war, which they love to do, right? Everything's got to be about war. So that's Melbourne in 1906. This is a step well. Lots of these in India, but I'm sure they're all across the realm as well. What are these for, you reckon? I tend to think maybe that these were, maybe for collecting water, and all these steps weren't for people to walk down, because you can kind of see, right? These are all different. They look like they're slightly different sizes, right? You can sort of see here. Was that for running water down, maybe to structure water? Fill this up, and then maybe it went into the plumbing system, right? And came out at the fountains and the drinking fountains. What do you think? Okay, here we go. This is a subway in Russia. And this is obviously recent, right? You can, it's a recent photo. Subway in Russia. Picture your local subway. And I don't mean the sandwich store, but, where the trains go. I mean, look at this. Chandeliers, completely clean, all old world. Oh, hang on, it's frozen. Oh my gosh. All right, I'm going to stop sharing for a sec. I'm going to have to turn off. Sorry, my pictures froze. All right, we'll see what everyone's saying before I jump back into that. All right, hello everyone, 340 of you here. Thank you all for joining me. Yeah, what did you think of that photo of pink, man? Holy dooly, right? Yep, pick and shovel, man. That's how they built the world. Picks and shovels. Zamox is how you doing, mate? Thanks for being here. No horse and buggy did. It's a truly amazing technology, yeah. They had stuff that we probably can't even conceive of at the moment. They have all been watching us wake up. The network is extensive, it would seem. Yes, they're trying to stop us. They don't want this information getting out. The main thing they don't want is people thinking and asking new questions, right, and using their creativity. Who else? MC Crawdaddy. They're going to try and tell us it's aliens from space. Yeah, man, ancient aliens, right? It was all built by aliens, right? Because we're not smart enough to do that. We're just, pathetic little monkeys. That's what they want us to think, right? But, there's no space aliens. We know that. Can you show? Yeah, exactly right. Where are the building plans? They don't exist. Sometimes you can find those funny, floor plan things, but clearly they're just drawing what they've found, because they're not architectural drawings. They don't exist. Weed and whiskey, two of my faves. Mythological monkey man, old world, snakes and ladders. Yeah, man. Climb up, fall down again. Yeah, well, theories, right? They clearly had plumbing, but we can't find any evidence of bathrooms or anything. So were they breatharians? Were they just absorbing 100% of what they ate because they were more efficient? Did they eat less and get more energy from the environment around them? These questions and more still need to be answered. Hippie Shake, all right. Thank you for being here as always. We appreciate you. Blueprints, yeah, exactly right. Holograph. Why are they called blueprints? I wonder. Wonder why. I mean, they're going to tell us because they were on blue paper. Blah blah blah. Who knows? Yes, incredible. No photos or videos of these buildings being built. No, I put up a video the other day. And what Laha, is that what it's called? That massive basilica in Central America. And there's nothing at all on that thing. There's no photos, but they say it was built between 1916 and 1949. Clearly we had photography. Clearly we had video, or, old world film. Not one photo of the construction. And this thing is, the grandest building in, it's Colombia, I think, but not one photo, right? Through the 30s and 40s, nothing. But, they definitely built it, right? Hello, Joanne. Thanks for being here. World is a racket. It is. There isn't. Yeah. I agree. Much more below our feet, man. Waiting to be discovered. Well, Postmaster General, the post office is tied up, very closely with the whole maritime law thing. So probably. The first of the resurrected during the 1,000-year millennial kingdom reign won't be given until marriage are taken because they will not have sex organs. Oh, well, who knows, right? There might have been a millennial reign. I don't know. We don't actually have any proof of that. Of course, I've seen, that's a theory that's going around. The problem I have with that is kind of the same story, right? It takes us out. It takes all this stuff out of our hands again. No, you can't have built it. It was done by, the divine and all this kind of stuff. Again, it just takes us takes all the tech and all that old world creativity away from us, where I believe that it was us. And I don't like the story that, there's 1,000 years of peace and glory, and then God lets the devil loose for 200 years, right? You got to keep in mind that with Christianity, you only have one life. So we just happen to end up in our one life when the devil's been loosed, right? And we have to live in and put up with all this crap. Not very fair. Graceface, hello. I've never heard of Ventnor before. I played Monopoly, and it was Ventura. The Monopoly guy has yeah, exactly right. Had a monocle, doesn't anymore, though. There's lots of residue, as they call it, lots of, in movies and things. I think it was in The Mask or one Jim Carrey movie where there's a guy with a monocle and he says, "Are you the Monopoly man?" And the only thing that looks like the Monopoly man is the monocle, right? So, and C-3PO with a silver leg, come on. Magic mirror on the wall. Yeah, exactly right. And I'm sure it didn't. That it was a different society. I'm sure that everything wasn't based on economics, right? It was more free for everyone. But now it's just free for, I mean, don't get me wrong. It does clearly seem like there's devils at the moment trying to rule. But I mean, that's also, we kind of gave our power away, right? Or at least it got taken away from us. We got hoodwinked. We got programmed with a different narrative, and we're just sort of starting to wake up. But there's definitely some evil beings around. Of course, evil is live backwards, right? So to live backwards, you're evil, pretty much. I think that's what it means. Seven Enjoy, hello. Heart Hearth, hello. Thanks for being here. Yeah, no bathrooms, man. Like we can't find any evidence of internal plumbing really in any of these old buildings. Kelly and I, when we were in Melbourne last time, we went to the museum, was it? No, the State Library, and it's got underground levels, like a couple of levels underground. You can go down there, and they've got this room, and they've tried to sort of fit it out like it's in the 1800s. It's weird. They got like in this massive building, they got like little chairs made out of branches and stuff, and they've got like this little old bath in the corner and sinks, but you can see they've had to lay all this piping on the inside of the walls. So there's no plumbing. Like we can't find any of it. You know, we saw that bath earlier. You know, so they'll clearly, you know, and fountains. So they clearly had the tech to do it. But yeah, man, no toilets in Tartaria, as far as we know. Thank you, Quintrons. Thank you for being here. Analog Oracle, oi to you. Thanks for being here. All new tech is all, yeah, man. Inventions are just old tech taken from the inventory. All right, they store it up in the inventory. Then when they work out how it works, they bring it out. You know, once they've worked out how to use it against us, and suddenly it's an invention. All right, it's all in the spell, all in the spelling, man. Joanne, hello. Gold Coast lady, how you going? Shrinkage. Yes. Kathleen, hello. Philadelphia, 30th Street train station is definitely something to look at. Okay, cool. Looks quite similar. Yeah, right. I mean, I'm sure they all used to look like that, right? And again, that they destroy them and they try and tell us that they've rebuilt all the, you know, they've built all the subways and stuff. There's some interesting ones, well, at least old photos of the ones under New York that they used to have. They used to have like these round trains that kind of fit in a round tunnel and were zooming around. So yeah, man, like all this stuff, but they love to, you know, they're arrogant because they want to claim everything as their own. They, you know, the nefarious ones. Armageddon was a fall of Rome, Emperor Nero and the Antichrist after the 1,000 years of peace on Earth. That's who built all these structures. Well, we don't know that. That might be true. You know, it's always a good thing to not, in my opinion, to not put thoughts in charge, to not get onto something and say that's 100% the truth unless you've got 100%, you know, evidence, right? Evidence for the facts. We just don't know. Billy Idol. Do you know, I was at Coral Castle last year in Florida, and there's this rocking chair there that Ed Leeds Scallon built. And the last person to sit in it was Billy Idol. And the story goes, that's why he wrote, and it was for the film clip Sweet 16. And if you're looking at Ed Leeds Scallon, it says that he built Coral Castle for his Sweet 16, who was apparently this, you know, girl that he was engaged to, and she left him at the altar, and so he ran away to America and built Coral Castle. So there you go. Bit of a obscure fact for you. Is Pink not a hot chick? Did you see that picture, Chris? She looks like an angry dwarf man to me. Boston. Is that what they say? Boston. Yeah, well, like I said, I'll be back in the States a couple of times this year, so I would like to get around and check out, because Boston's on the eastish coast, isn't it? Is it on the Great Lakes? I don't know. I'm still trying to get my all the states and work out where they all are. But yeah, man, Boston is full of the giant buildings, I think, isn't it? There's Klingons. There's Klingons on the starboard bow. Scotty, beam me up. Scotty, beam me up. Never said it, man. Another Mandela effect. Ooh. What will be has been known. Hello, Analog. What will be has been known. Not sure what you mean, but yes. Three Fingers. Hey, how you doing? Good to see you. Seven Enjoy. Hello. Hippie Shake. Hello. Hearth. MC. Crawdaddy. Shawnee B. Thank you. Thanks for being here. Dag Nabbits. Hello. How you going? No dunnies. Super interesting. Yeah, man. Dagnabbits is coming to Bosnia, coming on the great Tartarian Old Worlds tour with me. So I'll see you in about, 10 weeks or so, I think. We'll pick you up from the airport. If anyone's interested in finding out what's going on, the link is below. You can go check out the website and the itinerary, and love to see you there. There's about 10 spaces left as far as I know. So, if you want one, you might want to grab it, or it may not be there. DC, thank you. Thank you for being here. Okay, the best old world knock-up is the 600-room hotel in Spain, built in 53 days. Of course it was. Don't you love their stories? I mean, they don't even, it's like they're just taking the mickey, man. They just put it out there like, do you reckon they'll believe this one? Can we get them to believe? It's just so ridiculous. Crazy. Chamber pots, well, this is the thing. Chamber pots, right? They kind of, that's proof that there were no toilets in Tartaria, right? But clearly the people, that took over, that found all these buildings and moved into them, they needed a toilet, and that's why they had chamber pots. Imagine if that was your job, man. You were the chamber pot maid. What a shit job. So yeah. Oh, look at all these comments. Oh my gosh, I'm so far back. I'll go down the bottom. All right, let me just see. We'll get through the rest of these picks if I can find where I was up to. I think we were close to the end. Oh, okay. I think we were at the end. No? Did we do the trains? No, we didn't do the trains. Okay, so there's a couple more picks. I will start again from here. We were looking at some train stations. So a couple more we'll just get through. Okay, here's another train station. This is a subway in Moscow. Look at that. And it just shows, like, to have a subway like this, that the people have to have respect for it, man. There's no graffiti here. There's no rubbish. People aren't going along, defacing anything or breaking it. And this is, I believe this one's about 70 years old. And these are the original mosaic pictures. And look at it, man. You look at, subways in countries like Australia, the UK, America, and people just don't have respect for anything. They literally go in there to destroy them and graffiti and defecate, right? There's no toilets in Tartaria, so you got to poo on the floor in your subway. Another one, right? Look at this stuff. Always with the arch ceilings. But this is old world stuff. In Russia, they say, and I don't know, but the narrative is they're all about 70, 80 years old. They were built during, communism, Stalin kind of stuff. But, is that true? Probably not. Now we can see the similar features, right? Another one. Oh my God, what's going on? This picture's frozen again. Okay, we're going to get through this. We're going to get through it. Don't know why my pictures keep freezing. But what I want to show you is a bit more about the trains, or the trams, I mean. So hopefully we can get through. There's not like 10 pictures here. Let's have a go. Okay, so this is the old city of Sana'a in Yemen. And they say it's the oldest inhabited city in the realm, been inhabited for 2,500 years. All right, how's that for a city? How'd you like to live there rather than the city you're in, or the town? This is what they used to do. It was all about beauty and form and function. Okay, so this is a train on an elevated platform, and it's not quite a monorail. It has, you can see that, look at these wheels. See how they're all tilted into this. I guess it is a monorail, right? One rail, but it's done with wheels. So there's wheels on both sides that come into this monorail at the bottom, and we've got this train running on a track. Right, where did all this tech go? Now, I mean, again, right, think of the trains we got today. Right, they're crap. This is the interior, lots of space, lots of luxury, skylights, no graffiti. Meigs Railway, interior of car 1. June 1st, 1886. A fireproof circular car. All right, everything seemed to be fireproof, but it also seemed to burn pretty easy, all this metal and glass, right? We've all seen the great fires. Why do they call them great? Clearly, they weren't that great for the people living there. Here's another shot of that train, the monorail. You can see the wheels here, cruising along. Again, and no doubt this would be found tech, but they use it for a bit, then they go, nah, that's a bit too good for the peasants. Better rip that down and give them a crappy version. This is what I wanted to show you. So when were they going to tell us about the electric roads and the hovering trolleys? That's, I think, we call them trams in Australia, but I think trolleys is the US version. But yeah, this is the picture I was talking about. These they look like they're levitating, right? Can't see any wheels or anything. You can see there is a gap between the tram, the trolley, and the ground. So were these literally under, because they're finding these under roads everywhere, this metal grid. So is that a levitating tram, a mag tram, right? Some, maybe not magnets, but some electric signal that was a negative charge, and if this is a positive charge and not grounded, it would possibly float on them, right? And here we go. These are some of the roads that they've found. Like, they've ripped up the road, and this is underneath it. Here's another one. And of course, these are not going to be good for horse wheels, right? For horse and carts. Not good on the, imagine what a horse, they'd be tripping and getting stuck in all these holes, right? Not practical at all for the narrative. Here you go. You can see this one. You can still see a bit of the road on top. And they've uncovered this metal road. Another one. So it's an interesting question, right? Is this really how they got around in trams or trolleys? By levitating, right? And of course, if this was linked to the buildings with the spires and stuff, then collecting free energy, were they linked into this to energize it? Here's another one. All the same shape, right? They're all the same design. They've all got this shape. And it's interesting, they're not quite touching each other. So they kept it underground, I'm not sure, but you can see here, they're not quite touching. And here's another picture of that cool monorail type train. All right, like they got this, look at this tech, and then what's happening underneath? Horse and cart. Of course it is. And I think that's it. We got to the end. All right, there you go. So I'll come and see what everyone's saying. What are we here? Oh my God, 2 hours already. Man, time flies when you are having fun. All right. Hard pneumatic. Yeah, well, there's a lot of pneumatic stuff coming out, but yeah, I think they did have pneumatic engines and cars and stuff. But clearly something else too, right? I mean, those metal roads were for something, clearly, or else they wouldn't have put all the effort into building them. The grid you see was a road covering experiment, and it was designed in the UK in 1843. The grid you see was a road covering experiment. Not sure what you mean. Do you mean like the electric grid that we have today? I mean, there's definitely an earth grid. You can check out Michelle Gibson's work. She's done a lot of work on that, showing the grid and how everything's connected up in different lines and arcs and shapes. And Michelle, Gibson will be joining us on the great old world tour to Tartaria, including the Bosnian Pyramid. So if you want to meet Michelle, Kelly Jones, myself, come along. You'll get stuck with us for 3 weeks, man. You'll be saying, oh my God, it's too much. Let me go. They're crazy. In my town, they paint patterns identically in white paint. Interesting. Like large air hockey. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, with the floating disc, right? That's obviously, yeah, air, pneumatic, but same kind of concept. But, you know, it's like the mag trains, right? Like in Japan, they've got those mag trains that do like, 400 Ks an hour or whatever, because they're levitating and they get rid of the friction, right? And then all you have to do is turn them off, depower them, and so they hit, and then you get your brakes, right? So you can stop. But it's that kind of concept. But though they don't look like magnets, those roads, it looks like it was some kind of, electrical current. Founders, yeah, man, they were always called the founders because they find stuff, right? The Freemasons, they love their Freemasonry, right? They go around and claim everything for themselves. The grid roads stop the horse and carts from mucking the place up. The grid roads, you mean the metal roads I just showed? Stopped the horse and carts from mucking the place up. Though, if that's what you're talking about, horses and carts could not go down those roads, man. Not at all. Not at all. All that, the different heights, it would shatter the wheels fairly quickly. And like I said, horses, man, with their feet and their horseshoes, they'd be getting stuck and tripping over. No, I don't think that's what happened. If I've got the right, if I've understood what you're saying. Chatsworth has a long water cascade which is stepped. Yeah, to structure water. The step not regular. Exactly, man. Yeah. You see this a lot. Different height steps. Run water down it. I think that's to structure the water. That's what I think it is. Series sounds are creative. Well, there you go. Sound as well. That's how you structure water, right? Sound, frequency. There was also a very interesting tech greenhouse. Yeah. There were lots of really cool greenhouses. There's still a couple around, but there were heaps. If you look into the guy who supposedly designed and built the Crystal Palace, what was his name? I can't remember quite at the moment. Maybe it'll come to me. But yeah, apparently he designed tons of these greenhouses, man. One of the greenhouses was in England, and they destroyed it, and it took them years to take it down because it was built so well. They could hardly, and you see this with a lot of buildings. In some buildings, they've had to develop new machinery just to demolish them because they're so well built. Thank you, Pascal. Thank you for being here. I know, right? Suddenly it's 10 p.m. Yeah, how does that happen, man? How does that happen? Yes, thank you, Hippie. Please give me a like, share this around, sub if you haven't already, hit the bell for notifications, all that stuff they say. Hello, Donna Marie Farrell. Thank you. And thank you for being a member of my channel. If you'd like to be a member, support this channel, you'll find the link below and other links if you want to support in any way. But, of course, a good way to support is just to like, comment, and share it around. Rusty Woodpecker, the last one looked more like a drawing. Yeah, it may have been, but we had the photos before that, right? So I was definitely drawn off something. It was, it was definitely there. And in, where is it? I think it's in the Netherlands at the moment. There's still a train, the Sky Train. It actually hangs from like a monorail, but it's still running. So, that text there, man, it was definitely there. They don't want us to know, they want to give us all these silly excuses, how basically telling us humans were never, ever creative or smart enough to build that stuff. That's the narrative. You're a dumb human. Shut up. You could never do this stuff. Listen to us. Listen to the experts and let us rule you. Let us rule your mind. That's what they want to do, man. This is a game of attention. They want your attention fixed on their narrative. Oh, really? Well, I actually don't have running water here at the moment. So we got a dunny. We call them dunnies in Australia. Basically a toilet over a big hole. And I just pee on trees. Hanging, yeah, there you go. Is it Germany? Is it? Yeah. Thank you. Analog. Hanging monorail train in Germany, circa 90. Yep, still running. So go and check that out, guys. Like there's examples of this tech still everywhere that's not promoted, but if you look, it's there, man. It's there. They just don't want you to know it's there. 5 a.m. in Texas. Wait, geez, man. Thanks for being up with us. Here comes the sun. Hope you have a great day. Last picture. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, the black smoke. I think because you see that a lot with the early trains, the massive all iron trains, and they always love to show us in the cowboy movies, people shoveling coal into them. I don't think that's originally how they ran. I think it was more steam powered, and of course they're going to say that's steam powered. You put it under the boiler, blah 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 blah. But I think that they've altered the tech slightly so that they're now burning, coal and stuff when before they weren't. They had some other way of running them, but I think it was steam, right? Steampunk, right? Yes, that's what it's called. The Wuppertal. That's the hanging monorail in Germany. Looks like the towers in all the old drawings. Yeah, man. Everywhere. Mama Down Under, how you going? Do I miss Perth and the glorious hot days? No, I heard that it's been 40 over there recently. I think it was Max. Excuse me. I think it was Max from Cold Alias channel. Go check him out. He's the artist who's painted portraits of myself and Kelly Jones and Martin Liedke and Jason and a few others. I saw one of him, but yeah, go check out Cold Alias. That's a good channel if you want to see him painting, some of the YouTube creators. But don't really miss Perth because I was in the suburbs in Perth. Suburbs are boring. But I'm going to be on the run again soon. I'm going to be out of Australia in a week, and I won't be back for about 3 months. Excuse me. I'm going to drop back in for the Mulaney event, and then I'm flying out. I'm literally going to be here a week, and then back to America, and then flying from America to Germany. So I'll get some photos, right, of the Wuppertal. And yeah, hopefully we'll be able to go see it, get some footage for you. Road like Tesla float. Well, yeah, Tesla tech, and I think, Tesla was probably at best an inventor, which means he was finding old world tech and working out how it worked. Stuff from the inventory becomes an invention. Say good day to Dr. Sam. Yes, I will. I shall, Zal. Yeah, I'll be meeting Dr. Sam in 12, 13 weeks. He's going to take us through the Bosnian pyramids, man. It's going to be amazing. And we'll be doing live streams while we're there. And obviously we're going to be getting lots of footage. We're going to put a documentary together, but there will definitely be, live streams, and we'll show you what's going on. We'll sort of include you as much as we can and show you what we experience and see over there, man, in Tartaria. Okay, yeah, like the Spark Gap. Yep, in those metal roads. Yeah, good point. Spark gaps, it could be, for sure. 5 a.m. in Nordak. Where is Nordak? Well, obviously it's close-ish to Texas, if it's 5 a.m. in Texas, or at least on the same time zone. Aren't time zones weird? Like, literally, we've got a border between New South Wales and Queensland, and New South Wales has daylight savings, Queensland doesn't. So for half the year, You literally cross the road and the time changes by an hour. Crazy. Oh my God, look at all these comments. Gosh, I read so many comments. Thank you for all your comments. I can't read them all, obviously, because there's so many of them. But I do appreciate you all being here. Thank you very much. North Dakota, maybe Mexico. Got to go. All right, Zal, have an amazing evening. I'll talk to you on the next stream, hopefully. We'll see you there. And we're at the 2-hour mark already. Oh, my gosh. And I don't like to go too much over 2 hours because, you know, it's big enough ask to ask people to, you know, watch a 2-hour video, but let alone a 3, 4, 5. You know, some of these live stream, man, I've seen some go for like 5, 6 hours. And it's a big ask, right, to get people to commit to that. So we'll wrap it up in a minute. Everyone's guessing that North Dakota is that time zone that someone mentioned. Could be Mexico. Obviously, that's in that same time zone as Texas. So there you go, guys. Thank you for spending some time with me wherever you are in the realm. Have an amazing day, morning, evening, whatever it is, night. Yes, and stay awesome. And just remember, right? You are the power. This is what they've stolen from us. The power, right? The energy, the free energy of the old world, the power. And now they've tricked us. And what do? We go and elect them into power. Right? Elohim, election, elect. In the polls, between the polls, the polling booths, right? They want us to give them the power and put them in power. So take the power back. That's what we need to do. Take your creativity back. Take your power back and start creating the world that we would all much rather experience. So thank you all for spending some time with me. I do appreciate it. And I will talk to you all on the next upload. Bye for now.